You know, normally when you have to make your bed, that means to change its appearance to be more orderly. In this case, we have to actually make a bed. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Thinking Pack. Today we are going to be making our rocket, or at least attempting to make our rocket. We are going to probably make the launching pad at least, and make the rocket as well. So in order to get to space, you need a rocket, obviously, so that is what we are going to be doing today. And while we're doing that, I'm going to talk about the good news and the bad news. So first of all, this is the rocket making thing. If you guys didn't see the previous episodes, or like the previous episode, and in between episodes also, I've done the carpet and made that look all nice, except for the spot where it's going to be the rocket launching pad, and a bit of a highlight around the NASA workbench. In any case, oh, and one on the crafting table as well. And in any case, let's go ahead and head upstairs. There's was sleeping through the night because when the sun is down, it's very dark down here. In any case, back to the point, and the point is such a thing as the good news and the bad news. So the bad news is this video is probably gonna be late again, maybe a bit on the shorter side as well. I'm not entirely sure how it'll go. But the good news is that the reason it is going to be late, oh, and I need to go inside here, is because I've been doing a lot of editing. Well, that's one of the reasons. Editing, for those of you guys who are not familiar, I'm building a computer, and you guys were wanting to see some videos about it and stuff like that, so I've got 4 unboxing videos on the way, and what looks like it's going to be a 4-part series of building, plus perhaps some more... something like that, something along those lines. So it's going to be a lot of videos, so I've been trying to edit 8 videos at once, which is a lot to do. But in any case, back to the point. So we need to get to, well, that was the point. But in any case, we need to get to the other point, which is that we have all kinds of materials. I did these in between episodes. So there's aluminum ingots, there are 64 plus 10, and there are 2 stacks of tin, and there are a bunch of copper and a little bit more tin. And what is this? Iron and steel and netherrack, because that was from a previous project. But in any case, we need to make a rocket. So let's stop wandering around aimlessly and let's start actually making the rocket. So we need to make, first of all, a rocket launching pad. Rocket. There we go. The rocket launch pad. If we press right shift, this is from the Galacticraft mod, by the way, and it's actually left shift for some reason because I changed my shift key, my sneak key to the right shift, but when you press right shift, it doesn't actually do anything in Galacticraft, even though it changed the thing there to say press right shift. So we'll press the left shift. Anyways, launch pads will allow placement of rockets if set up in a 3x3 square. Fuel loaders, cargo loaders, and launch controllers can be attached, and those are all things that we will need to do before going to space as well, or at least some of those. Anyways, rocket launching pad requires blocks of iron, and we need compressed iron as well, which is simply 2 iron ingots side by side in a compressor. Thankfully, we have a compressor due to what we have done in previous episodes. So let's go ahead and grab some iron. I thought we had 1 compressed something or other left over. Oh yeah, compressed iron. There we go. It's in the inventory. That's perfect. Okay, let's get back to the point. And the point is to grab the iron, which is in here, actually. It is in here. Let's go ahead and we need 3 compressed iron plates, and we're going to need a lot. We're going to need a lot of this stuff because we are going to need the iron perhaps for doing future things. No, possibly not, because the only reason we would need iron is to make steel, compressed steel, and to make compressed steel ingots seem to be the best way to do it. So we will not need a lot of compressed iron. We shall need 2 more plates, though, and that's the circuit fabricator. This is the electric compressor. For those of you guys who didn't see previous episodes, basically what you do is you go ahead and stick in your materials, and it goes and compresses them. And once it has completed the compressing of the items, then they come out the other side, and ta-da! There are 2 compressed iron plates. So, that is that, and you can see the power is not really refilling. Is it going down? I think it's going down for some reason. Not sure why it's going down, but in any case, that would be because the reason it's not refilling, rather, I don't know why it's going down, but the reason it's not refilling is because the engines are broken, because every time we... Oh, that's weird. They appear to not be broken. Okay, there we go. Reset the engines. Let's just reset 3 of them for now. Anyways, back to the point, and let's get down to this. So we need some blocks of iron. So that would be 9 iron per block. So we would need to make a bunch of things, and that'd be 27 iron that we would need. Now, the reason, like, once we get this built, then we will have a place to place our rocket. And there we go. That's 3 iron blocks. There we go. And once we have a place to place our rocket, then we can place the rocket on the thing, and then we can work on getting fuel and things later. So let's go ahead and do this. We now have... Oh, for space program guidance, visit the wiki, Galacticraft, McDoodle8, that stuff. Okay, that's interesting. That is interesting. So we now have rocket plating, or not rocket plating. We have the whatever it was called, launch pad. We have the launch pad for the rocket. So let's go ahead and head downstairs and not die in the process. There we go. And now let's go ahead and put the rocket launch pad in place. So you can see this is a multi-block structure, which basically means that you go ahead and fill it in, and when you fill in the last piece, then it turns into the structure that it's supposed to be, which is the rocket launch pad. So that is that, so we can stand on top of the rocket launch pad. 3, 2, 1, bye! Oh, that didn't work. Okay, anyways, let's go ahead and try to get a assistant to assist us in that endeavor. And that assistant would be a rocket, because it can actually help us to get to the moon to start with, which is over here, and then we're going to be going to Mars, and then we're going to be going to the asteroid belt and stuff like that. And we should probably set our base into a helpful state before we leave, because the area is chunk loaded, I believe, because it's in the spawn chunks of the world. And chunk loading, by the way, for those of you guys who are unfamiliar, that basically means that we need a rocket. No, it doesn't. But that basically means that... How do we make the rocket? We need heavy-duty plates. And heavy-duty plates are... Okay, so compressed bronze, compressed aluminum, compressed steel. So the steel we have, we need tin and copper. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab some tin and copper, and let's set it up that way. So, and the engines have burnt out once again. Okay, let's go ahead and grab some copper and some tin, and let's go ahead and set these guys into the machine down here, and set them doing some things such as compressing. That is always helpful. And let's put, I don't know how many of those to make, although we usually need more for Galacticraft. We usually need more of... Whoops, that is not it. That is not it. Copper and tin is not what we are looking at. We are looking at aluminum and tin. Aluminum and tin, I believe, is what we were looking for. Bronze is tin and... Oh, it is copper. Oh, it's compressed copper and compressed tin. That is the problem, which means that we need to send these things through the compressor a lot. So let's go ahead and do that. 32 compressed tin is what that will make. How many do we need? We need to make 1 heavy-duty plate, or rather to make 2 heavy-duty plates. It requires for 2 heavy-duty plates, it requires 2 compressed bronze, and for 1 compressed bronze, it requires 1 compressed tin, 1 compressed copper. So basically, 1 compressed tin makes... Let's go from the other way. So 1 compressed tin makes 1 compressed bronze. 1 compressed bronze, if you divide this out and stuff, it makes 1 heavy-duty plate, because 2 of them make 2 plates, so 1 of them on, like, just for calculation, makes 1 plate. So that means that 1 compressed tin makes 1 heavy-duty plate, if that made any sense. So We need 1 compressed tin, and compressed copper is the same amount. And how many per plate? So how many of these do we need? We need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 32 sounds about right. 32 sounds about right. And we are once again out of power. Let's go ahead and grab some power. In any case, I was saying something. What was it? What was I forgot what I was saying. Oh, well, let's go ahead and head on. If you guys are interested in whatever I was saying that I interrupted myself about, then go ahead and let me know in the comments, and I can write it down and mention it in the next video. But in any case, for now, we've got tin ingots there. Okay, we've got some stuff. You know, I wonder if it would be a smart idea to speed this up by making another electric compressor. Although perhaps just simply making a regular compressor would be sufficient. Will this thing take lava buckets? Because if this thing only runs on coal, that's a diagram of coal in that flashing slot there. If it only takes coal and coal coke, then it's very expensive to run the non-electric version of the compressor. But if it will take a lava bucket, then whoops, then we can find out how to do parkour. But in any case, if it will take a lava bucket, then what that means is that it is no longer expensive to run, which means in turn that we can have 2 compressors running at once, because this guy does not have enough energy. Oh yes, this is the old problem. So what you can see here, if you didn't see the previous episode, what is happening is that the engines are not providing enough power, so and what happens is, so it fills up a little bit of energy. It goes up to just over 100, like 112, 114, something like that. 117, I think it was there. And then it's like, oh, I can do something. So then it does a little something. It does a progress of like 1% or 2%. And then it drains the power that it has because it's not coming in fast enough. It drains the power that it has. And the progress bar goes back down to 0, and so then essentially what happens is it never gets anywhere and drains a lot of power in the meantime. So what we need to do is give it more power to work with so that it will not be draining our power just like that. There we go, that is 6 engines running. Is that going to be sufficient to get this thing running as it is supposed to be? No. Not quite, although it is getting close. It is getting close. Oh, it might be. Oh, I think it is. I think it is working. It is indeed working. Okay, that's good. That is good. So that thing shall run. Compressor, do you take a lava bucket? Oh, it accepted it into the slot. Is it going to actually use it, though? This is tin, so we will compress the copper over here. Is it going to use the... Yes, it is. Okay, it used the lava bucket. That is very good. Lava is a good thing to build a base power system off of. And speaking of which, for those of you guys who are wondering, there is, in fact, a project going on down in the basement, or rather not going on. It's kind of just staying there, not doing anything. But there is a project in the basement which is to automate the production of cobblestone in order to make lava faster. We have the production of the lava from the cobblestone going well, but not the production of the actual cobblestone itself. And I was working on that and ran into the program that I was doing didn't work. And for those of you guys who remember, I just kind of left it there and moved on to this. But the plan is to get back to that sooner or later. Probably once the computer build is done, because it's gonna be a big drain on the time. And speaking of drain on the time, this is a drain on the power. This is really draining on the power. Okay, what is going on? It is time to activate the other engines. It is time to activate some more engines, like these ones right here. We need some buckets to do such a thing as that. So let's go ahead and grab a bucket or 2 or 3, and let's go ahead and activate that one, and activate that one, and activate that one. There we go. That is 3 more engines running. That should be enough to keep up with the power drain of the compressor. And let's see, it is Oh, it is. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, it's going up, it's going down. It seems to be generally going up. No, it's not. It's going back down. Okay, that's not good. We appear to be having a difficulty, but this thing is running nicely, which is very good. That is very good indeed. You know what? This thing will run out of things to compress fairly soon, so we should get ready with the next thing to not waste the lava that's in here, because although lava does come almost free in this base, it is not completely automated. Oh yes, that's what I was saying earlier, was that we should probably get some things in the base actually fully automated, because it is in a chunk loading area, which means that the base is always loaded and the machines will always run while we're gone. We should get some of the machines actually chunk loaded and stuff. And what was I getting? I was getting something. No idea. No idea. Oh yes, I was activating engines. Okay, time to stop being so scattered and time to actually get things done more efficiently. But in any case, the point was about the chunk loading. Yes, that's what it was. The chunk loading, because the base will be running, so if we can get the lava automation thing fully automated before we leave, that would be ideal. And even more ideal would be to get this thing so that the engines don't keep dying and then getting stuck, because then the machines will be completely off. Although for the first time of going into space, it may not be necessary to do all that. Because what are the machines really going to do while we're gone? They're not really going to do much, except maybe process some more chemicals or something, but they're not really going to do much. And so it will be more of a deal in the future. For those of you guys who don't know, here's an idea that I had for what to do in the future with the space thing. We have such a thing, or we can have such a thing as a cargo rocket, which is this guy over here. And he can take cargo into space, and what he can basically do is you can automate him. There is a launch controller, which is automation. I've never used it before, I don't think, but if it could be very helpful, it could actually be very helpful, because what it could mean is that we could have the base down here is our main source of materials, and we can be on the moon and request a certain material, and the automated system will send it to the moon for us. That is the idea. Although, in order to do that in ComputerCraft, that would take some incredible programming that I'm not sure how to do. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But that will have to wait until the computer build is finished, because it is still not finished. It's sitting sideways on the desk, just not doing anything at the moment, because some troubleshooting is required. But in any case, compressed copper is on the way. Compressed copper is on the way. What else do we need? We need some compressed something or other. We need some compressed aluminum. So let's go ahead and grab some compressed aluminum. Okay, the engines have nowhere. Oh, they have nowhere to send their power because the compressor just shut off. Okay, let's grab some aluminum. Let's grab some aluminum, and let's go ahead and stick these things into the compressor. And this thing is almost done. Okay, let's put the aluminum in here, I think. Here's the thing. This one, the electric compressor, where'd the aluminum go? The aluminum is around here someplace. It is around here someplace. Where did it go? There it is. It's almost pink looking. Okay, so that is there. The aluminum will run in here. This thing is faster a little bit just by itself, but also it does 2 at a time, which makes it really fast. This thing is doing 1 at a time and is slightly slower, but we need both of the things done, so it might be worth using this anyways. For the combining of the second stage of the compressing, because we just compressed our copper and our tin, and now we're compressing it into bronze. All right, there we go. And now what we can do is we can check on the last material that we need to make such a thing as this. And we have aluminum, we have bronze, we need steel. And we have some steel ingots, I believe. So let's go ahead and grab some steel ingots over here. And let's grab some steel ingots. For those of you guys who are unfamiliar with Galacticraft, the reason that we are making what is called a tier... Whoop, where'd it go? There we go, pressed the wrong button. The reason that we're making a tier 1 rocket, which you can see on the right side of the screen there, is because we are on the first stage. In order to make the tier 2 rocket, which is capable of going to the moon and... no, capable of going to Mars and farther, not farther, but we can go... with the tier 3, we can go to asteroids and stuff. The reason that we're making the tier 1 is because it requires... whoops, where'd it go? There it is. Is because the tier 2, rather, can only be found on the moon, the pattern to make it. So that is the reason for the season of the tier 1, and that is the season of Christmas, by the way, because it is about Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everybody as well. Merry Christmas and stuff like that, because Christmas, it's Christmas, you know. No explanation needed. So let's go ahead. And we have 10 more of these to go. We have 22 more of these to go. So what else do we need to make the rocket? Because we need not just the heavy-duty plates, but we need to make some nose cones, which require redstone torch. That is easy to make. We can make that at the last minute. We also require a little bit more compressed steel than the other things. Yeah, a little bit more. And we also, for here, we need oxygen vents, tin canisters, flint and steel, and buttons. Tin canister is just a bunch of tin, so that is good. That's fairly easy to make. And oxygen vents require compressed steel and compressed tin. Okay, so we need a lot more compressed stuff. Well, not a lot more. We need a little bit more compressed stuff. And then we can add chests in as well. In the top right of the little window here, you can see that as well. So let's check on... okay, this is done. This is done. Let's go ahead. And what was the next thing we needed? We needed the steel. Okay, let's go ahead and make the steel do the thing that it's supposed to do. And as soon as that's done, then we should be good to go. We have 16 of these left. This has done half of the materials in the time that this has done the full set of materials, because it is running twice as fast, so that is good. So I will be back in a minute once this has processed to a degree of completion. Actually, while we are waiting, there is such a thing as a moon buggy, and that could be very good for getting around places. What does it require to make? Let's go ahead and search that thing. Buggy, moon buggy, aha. Schematic for moon buggy is actually, where do you get that schematic? Is that in the... I don't think that's in the schematic table already. I think you have to get it on a planet somewhere, but in any case, buggy fueling pad is necessary, which is probably simple like the rocket fueling pad. Block of iron, compressed steel. Okay, that's pretty good. Buggy wheel, we'll probably need 4 of these, just guessing. Leather, which is not too bad. We should probably get a cow farm set up to do that. Compressed steel as well. Buggy seat, which is more compressed steel and some compressed iron. And buggy storage box, which is going to be helpful. It's like an extra chest. Iron, steel, and chest. And then we need the buggy. Oh, here's the recipe. Okay, we need a lot of heavy-duty plates. We need a buggy seat, and we need 4 buggy wheels. And yeah, so that is going to be a thing. I'm expecting that you find the buggy schematic on the moon. Not entirely sure about that, but that is that. Oh, this is done. This is done. The compressed steel is done, and the compressed bronze is done as well. Okay, let's go ahead. And let's just use one of these for getting our recipe. We need 2 compressed bronze, 2 compressed aluminum, and 2 compressed steel. So, compressed steel like this, and compressed aluminum like this, and compressed bronze. And now we are on our way to make the main plating component of our rocket, which is excellent. So let's go ahead and check on the rocket schematic once again. And there we go. That is on the way. That is doing very nicely indeed. And we are almost there. And should probably get a little bit more of the other things going for the other things, such as the little bit of extra compressed steel and the extra compressed tin and stuff like that. So I will be back once this has mostly completed. Are you ready to make the rocket that is what will be able to carry us to space once we open the roof? Of course, that wouldn't be good to send the rocket up into the roof. But in any case, are you ready to make the rocket that is going to go to space and stuff like that? Alrighty, let's go ahead and make such a thing. We have on the right side of the screen there, we have the heavy-duty plates in our hand. Right there, not the heavy-duty plates, but the, what is it called? It is called heavy-duty plates. Okay, let's go ahead and make the... Actually, we need this thing over here. So, let's go ahead and make the rocket. We need to place the heavy-duty plates down in the slots over here. That is all of the plating in. And we also need, if we check the recipe on the right side of the screen here, the nose cone, which is 3 heavy-duty plates, and a redstone torch. So, let's go ahead and make a redstone torch after we put a actual torch down next to the crafting table, because it is very dark in here. It is very dark. Where's the wall? Very dark in here indeed. There we go. Okay, now we can proceed. So let's go ahead and make the, what was it? The redstone torch. That is what the thing was. Then we will have the nose cone. Once we have the nose cone, then we can find that the sticks are over here. Then we can find that we have many of the pieces that are necessary. We also, however, need a... There we go. That is a nose cone. We also will find that it pulled everything out of the inventory. Okay, let's go ahead and put this back in to find what we need. We need... Okay, we also need 5 more parts. We need the tier 1 rocket engine, which is heavy-duty plates, and this looks really complicated. Let's start with this one, which is the rocket fins. We need 4 of these. Heavy-duty plates and compressed steel. Thankfully, the compressed steel is ready, so, whoops, that would be our rocket parts falling on the ground because we closed the inventory, but in any case, let's go ahead and head over here. Head over here and make some 4 of these. That would be very nice indeed. Thank you very much. And let's go ahead and make the final component, which is the tier 1 rocket engine. And that requires oxygen vent, which is made just like that with tin and... Or was it aluminum? It was... What was it? It was something... It was tin and steel. And we also need a tin canister, so let's go ahead and make 2 of these because they come in sets of 2. Let's get rid of this cobblestone because it is not helpful because it is in the way. And let's go ahead and make the final component, which is not the final component. We need a flint and steel. We do not have a flint. That is a problem. That is a problem. We do not have a flint. All the way down here just to find that we do not have a flint. That is not very helpful. We also need a button. We need a button. Let's go ahead and make a button. There we go. That is that, and the inventory is full. Of course, that is a thing that can be done. Let's go ahead and make some more sticks to combine a stack of sticks with a stack of sticks. There we go, and let's see, what can we do about the situation as well? We can make a chest. No, we can't make a chest. We don't have the materials for the chest. Okay, let's go ahead and just leave the cobblestone on the ground. We need to go and grab, what was it we're grabbing? We're grabbing something. We are grabbing something. We are grabbing flint. We are grabbing flint. That is all that we need is 1 piece of flint, and we have to go all the way back upstairs to do this. Whoever planned this did not plan it very well. So let's go ahead and head up to get the final piece of flint, which would be in this section of the base over here. Come on. Come on, I want to get through. Come on, get through. Get through. Oop, that did not help. Oh, actually, maybe it did. Let's go ahead and place the cobblestone down there. Let's go ahead and... can we get through here? What is going on? Let's go ahead and stick this thing down here, and then we will have a permanent way to get through that is easier than the other way. So, there we go. Now, we cannot get through yet. Okay, let's go ahead and break this as well. Oh, we just broke a redstone. Okay, let's go ahead and fix that. And put it up here, and there we go. And let's go ahead and put the redstone back and repair the mess that we made. And there we... Oh, missed. There we go. And there's a redstone somewhere that is not supposed to be there, but in any case, I don't know where it is. So let's go ahead and head on into the project. So, where were we at? We were at the task of making... Oh yes, flint is not there. Flint is not there either. Flint is not there either. Flint is nowhere to be found. Flint is nowhere to be found. Yeah, flint is nowhere to be found. Okay, what about, oh, was that flint? Was that flint? That was flint. Excellent. Okay, let's go ahead and stick this one black wool into the chest. We only need one piece of flint. Actually, we can grab the black wool out of the chest because that is going to be helpful. Let's go ahead and turn this one piece of flint into, let's tin. That is tin. Let's go ahead and grab some iron. Let's go ahead and grab one piece of, that is not iron. One piece of iron, and pretty soon we should be able to make such a thing as a rocket because we have the flint and steel. We can now make the rocket booster. There we go. Now we can pick up this piece of wool, and now we should, if not miscalculated, we should have everything that is necessary to make the rocket down here. So let's go ahead and head down here and find out if we can do that, and let's go ahead and jump down here and not die in the process, and let's go ahead and jump down here and not die in the process either, and let's go ahead and head over here with 2 hearts remaining. Actually, we got more than that by now, but in any case, let's go ahead and head over here, and why are we here? We need to go over here. We need to go to the rocket NASA workbench and make the rocket. Let us go ahead. Rocket engine goes down there. Rocket fins go down there, and the rocket, where is it? The heavy duty plates go like that, and then the nose cone of the rocket goes there. And now we have a, whoa, that thing is big. A rocket. Yay! And that is very big and very heavy, and you know what? It looks this way, like if you ignited the booster, I would go flying into the wall over there. Actually, that would be very neat, as maybe if there was a Galacticraft update where you could do that, sort of set the rocket off while you're holding it, then you could just go and rocket away while you're standing there, and you could travel long distances pretty fast that way. But in any case, we now have the rocket. Let's go ahead and put this rocket down on the rocket launching pad. There we go, and now we have the rocket, and there is a thing in the chat. It says pre-launch checklist. Click this link for the Galacticraft wiki. That is a good idea. However, should we just go and guess whether we have everything or not? I mean, we need oxygen, and we need a way to get home, and aside from that, I guess we don't really need much. Maybe something like that, not entirely sure. Oh, I forgot. Whoops. Okay, we're in the rocket. How do you get out of the rocket? Let's shift. Okay, let's not launch ourselves right now. That would not be very helpful. But we did, however, forget to put chests on the rocket. How do you pick this thing up? Nope, that's not how you pick this thing up. How do we pick this thing up? Let's go ahead and come on. How do you? Oh, there we go. That is the rocket. Can we put chests on it after the fact? How do you add a chest to a rocket? Maybe you can't, unless you go over here, and we need some wood, actually. To add chests, we need some wood. So let's go ahead and place the rocket back down so that we do not lose the rocket, and let's go ahead and grab some wood, because chests are going to be very helpful. Then we can bring things like trees and saplings and things, because you can actually make oxygen through the use of trees. We can bring all kinds of things that we may possibly never even use on the moon, but we can bring it anyways. And we can bring a lot of useful things that, oh, there's some chests. Okay, we do not need these chests to exist here anymore, so let's go ahead and pick up the chests. And we only need 3 of them for the rocket, because that is the only capacity that it has for holding chests. So let's go ahead and head down here the dangerous way. And then let's check if we can upgrade the rocket with the chests that we have in our hands, because it may not in fact be possible. So let's go ahead and see whether it is in fact possible or not. Let's go ahead and pick up the rocket. There we go, got the rocket, and now let's go ahead and stick this thing into a crafting table. See if we can add the chests into it that way. Can we add a chest onto the rocket? No, we cannot add a chest onto the rocket. There must be a way to add a chest onto a rocket. There must be a way to do that somehow. What if we place the rocket down like this and then right-click on it with a chest? That is not how you do it. Okay. Good thing there's no fuel in the rocket, because otherwise we may end up starting the rocket by accident, which is not very good. So, oh, see, in the inventory it says press F to see the inventory and the fuel. So let's go ahead and press F, and there is the fuel, but there is no way to add a chest. There's no way to add a chest. Okay, so I guess we shall just have to go without our chest. It's not a very big deal anyways, because what you wind up with is you go to the moon, and then you find the pattern to make the next rocket, and then you wind up with a tier 2 rocket, and so then you don't really need chests. But if any of you guys happen to know how to add chests to an existing rocket, whether it is in fact possible or not, then let me know in the comments. But for now, let's go ahead and figure out, and is there anything else? I think we're pretty much ready to go once we get the fuel system set up for the rocket. I think we're pretty much ready to go into space. So let me know what you guys think. Is there anything that we need to do around the base before we leave? Anything that we need to keep from exploding, or anything that we need to, I don't think there's anything of that nature, but anything that we need to improve before we leave for a while and stuff like that. We of course need rocket gear and stuff like that, but for things around the base. And is there anything that I'm forgetting to get to space? I probably won't read the pre-launch checklist, but I think we just need oxygen, and I think we need a spacesuit, of course. That is going to be helpful. Speaking of which, if you go in your inventory and click on the second tab, so you see in the main space in the center there, the main what do you call that? Gray, I guess, gray space. There are 2 tabs at the top. There are 2 tabs at the top. That's alliteration for you. There we go. But in any case, on the second tab, you can add your oxygen gear. You can add your spacesuit. You can add all kinds of things onto this thing over here. And so that is that. Also, when we go to space, should we go bringing some equipment to set up a semi-permanent base on there, or should we just go to see if we can find what we can find on our first trip, and then come back and then go back to space with our gear? Also, when do you guys think we should set up a space station? Because that is a thing you can do as well. Around the overworld, you can set up a space station. There is the moon, but there's also space stations you can set up around the overworld as well. And we should be able to do that with a tier 1 rocket. And I can't tell what materials we will need for that until we actually get to space, because it's once you get into space, and then you get this menu from the from space, and then it tells you how many materials you need to make a thing as well. So those are all some thoughts for you guys. Let me know what you guys think about the situation. But we now have a rocket. We now have the first step to getting into space, which is excellent indeed. We also need to open the roof. That is kind of important. But in any case, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and stuff like that. And see you guys later. Bye-bye.